No, this isn't clickbait, and this isn't going to be an attack video on Grant Cardone. But Grant Cardone got exposed for who and what he is in that interview that he did with Jordan Belfort. It was extremely hard for me to make it through the interview and listen to it, but I encourage you to do so you can understand where I'm coming from. A link to that video will be in the description below. Whenever you are following a personality on the internet, an influencer on the internet, you need to understand what their value proposition is to you. When you look at someone like Jordan Belfort, he is extremely good at the art of selling. He has mastered the psychology behind selling. Whereas Grant Cardone is an internet marketer, aka an influencer. And everything that I'm about to say, he literally repeated this word for word in that interview. Grant Cardone's entire shtick is this: I'm rich and you're not, and I'm gonna teach you how to 10x your lifestyle. So what he does is he has a team of people who follows him around and documents his lifestyle, where he shows you his nice cars, he shows you his Rolex, he shows you his jet. He then puts that on a landing page, runs a bunch of traffic to that landing page and say, hey, if you want to be like me, give me your information and I'm going to teach you how. He then gets you in what is known as a sales funnel, where he has an introductory level product that's going to cost you about $100, $200, and then he's going to upsell you all the way up to those high ticketed items and try to get you to invest into Cardone Capital. There's nothing new or unique about that. We've seen this for the past 10 years from Jonathan Budd, Frank Kern, Mike Dillard, David Wood, etc. But what Jordan kept trying to highlight is, okay, how are you teaching people to duplicate what you are doing? What's your methods on training people how to be a better salesperson? And then he asks, how do you teach the average person? And then Grant went into the whole shtick, well, I don't deal with average. I deal with people who want to be like Mark Zuckerberg. I deal with people who want to be like the people at Google. And understand, reality is this: you're not going to sell hundreds of millions of dollars as the average entrepreneur. You're not going to sell billions of dollars in real estate. Most of you are going to be somewhere around that six-figure mark. And if you look at the typical average business, if you look at a person who owns a trucking company or a widget company, after they pay their taxes, buy new equipment, pay their employees, for the year they may clear six figures. That's what's going to happen to most entrepreneurs. But see, Grant, he likes to speak in philosophical terms because he doesn't really have any secret sauce. His secret sauce is his lifestyle. And then what he does is, once he gets you into that sales funnel, you then get on the phone with his sales people who are closing you. But then Jordan kept asking the question, well, what are you teaching people? What systems do you have in place? And he could not answer the question because there is no system. What happens is this: there are a lot of young people who are impressionable and they want to have that nice lifestyle. And you see this happening all over Instagram, these fake it till you make it people, where they're driving a rented Lamborghini. They have the Airbnb pretending like it's their mansion. We see this over and over again, but the reality is many of those people are broke. They're faking it till they make it. And Jordan was trying to get to, how can we teach people not to fake it till they make it, but give them a tangible skill in the art of selling? And this is why you have to ask yourself, is what Grant Cardone doing duplicatable for the average entrepreneur? And I know you may think high of yourself that you're not the average entrepreneur, but trust me, guys, I've been on the internet now for over 11 years. In my first 5 years, I was struggling as an entrepreneur. It wasn't until I got away from being sold and started focusing on selling. That's what you need to start focusing on, learning how to sell, and stop falling for these sales pitches of 10xing your life. What is 10xing? How do I 10x? See, a lot of people focus on the why you want to be rich, why you want to be successful, when you really need to be focusing on the how. And every time Jordan would try to press, Grant would dance around it. Grant wouldn't answer it because what he's doing is internet marketing. He's a personality. He is selling you his lifestyle. The problem is, many of you don't have Lamborghinis. You don't have a mansion, you don't have a jet, so you're not going to really be able to go out here and duplicate what Grant is doing. And I'm not bashing Grant and I'm not putting him down, but that message is problematic for most entrepreneurs who are aspiring to be entrepreneurs, because successful entrepreneurs at that. Because understand, Mark Zuckerberg is a unicorn. Most of you are never going to scratch the surface of Mark Zuckerberg, but that doesn't mean that you can't be successful. If you make $80,000, $100,000 a year on your own time, doing things that you love to do, that's success. which is why I named my channel The Common Sense Entrepreneur, because those of us who've been around for a while, we have high aspirations. We want to make a lot of money, but we're also comfortable. And that's what you need to be focusing on, finding what works for you, because comfort is subjective. You may need $1 million to feel secured. I may only need $100,000 in time freedom, but you have to ask yourself a very simple question. As I said earlier in this video, when you're following these personalities, is what they're teaching you duplicatable and scalable for you? And in my opinion, what Grant is selling to people is just not practical for the average entrepreneur. So I encourage you to go and watch it. Likely, you'll probably walk away with the same opinion and conclusion that I came to. And that's Grant Cardone, what he's doing works for him, but it's not duplicatable. If you really want to be successful, you should be trying to go for a blend between the two, taking the selling aspect from Jordan Belfort and taking the internet marketing aspect from Grant Cardone. So I hope you like this video. Please like the video, share the video, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, and drop a comment below and tell me, what do you think about the interview? Maybe you agree with me, maybe you disagree.